Hi, Randy Becker here with another YouTube video from Spiritual Persistence. And today we're going to think a little bit about emotions. One of the questions that we asked of our spirit guide Rickety was, so do spirits have emotions? And that opened up an entire conversation which I want to share with you. So listen along. On the screen you'll get to see the text of what I'm reading. So if you need to go back and read it again, it's right there for you. And this is what we heard from Rickety. Are we spirits emotionless? No. But we are connected to emotions through relationships, not events. Can't say more because it would not compute to your time-based entities. But they are different emotions. And don't even ask about our emoticons. We feel things with the flow of relationships, but flow in a different than time sense. Huh? Let me give you an analogy. There is a river. It has banks. The banks experience the river as flowing by. That's the time version. In another version, the river and the banks are relational. So the banks define the river's course, even as the river defines the banks. At times, the river is thwarted by the banks, and at times the river eats away the banks. And while the flow is involved, it is not the definition of either thwarting or defining. The flow is like time-based emotions getting upset with a rock that interrupts the flow, but the totality of the river and its banks do not focus on the rock or the flow. Here's a bon mot. The same picnic item that causes some to get angry will make others happy. Deviled eggs. You know I hate those. Or, you know I love those. But the eggs don't care. And another bon mot. Our emotions run highest when we are focused to relate to events or people we are not in relationship with. That's why a stranger can evoke strong feelings. And events and people we are in relationship with can evoke such strong feelings when they seem not to relate to us. An imposed connection and a broken one have the same extreme effect. And I want to think about that last bit for just a moment. The idea that when we're not in relation to something, but we're forced to, whether it be events or people, we have strong feelings. And I'm thinking about that particularly in the times we're living in right now. None of us chose to be in these COVID-19 times. None of us chose initially to sequester in our houses. Now we do choose to do that, but if we laid out our 2020 with our own vision and desire, this would probably not be it. None of us are probably hermits. And so that's one of the reasons we have such strong emotions that flow from this. We're living in a time of events and relationships that we did not choose or shape. And we feel better, I have to say, when we take some kind of control, and within the things we can't control, we choose those options we can control. The strong feelings will certainly be there. I know I had them. I'm sure you have too. That in the midst of all this, being afraid, being anxious, being angry, being depressed, denying what's going on. Boy, it all sounds like we're dealing with major loss, and that's what we're doing. But as we can widen out the field of that to which we relate, the events to which we relate and the people we relate, and connect with them, the strongest of the emotions that are negative will fly away. And the connected feeling, which is the motion of love, can take place. So I invite you to think about all this, which comes from Rickety, within the spiritual persistence framework. It isn't about it coming from somewhere else. It's about it coming from us. And you know, if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll subscribe to this video channel and you'll like this video. And you may also want to go to the website sp-blog.org, where we have all kinds of reflections and chances for discussion and questions and all kind of interaction. That's sp-blog.org. Until next week, I hope you find ways to relate so the emotions you're having are the emotions of the life you're choosing.